Welcome to Whispers in Ink. I'm Jennifer Merle Hampshire, and this is Let's Create. And I've got a fun one for you today. We're going to be doing an inking technique that I don't think we've ever done before, and my friend Susan reminded me about it, and I'm really excited because it was one that she was talking about when she came to visit for a class this last weekend, and I thought that maybe we could talk a little bit about it, but in a little bit of a different way. And we're going to be needing our Stamparatus for this. So, if you pop in, no matter if you're catching the regular video or if you're coming in live, I hope that you are having amazing Tuesday. You're going to see in the description below after the live all of the products that I used. Will be a link in the description. And you guys, this one, I know it's going to be fun. I have not done a sample, so this one's I have an extra piece just in case. So, all right, we are going to be using a bunch of stuff, you guys. So you're going to want, like I said, you're going to want your Stamparatus. I have my Stamparatus here, and I got my paper set up, but we're going to talk about how I have my stuff set up. And I have a bunch of daubers, so you're going to need some daubers for this one. And I'm going to move some things so we have a line here of ink. Pale papaya, granny apple, pumpkin pie. So as you can see, as I make a big mess everywhere, as you can see, I have pumpkin pie, pale papaya, granny apple, and pear pizzazz. So I have five different inks here. And you guys, we need to stay organized. That is one of the key things here, because you don't want to dip your dauber in the wrong thing. So my suggestion for that is I have all of my daubers are marked. Yes, you can only buy, you don't have to have this many daubers, but I find for me, because I'm the lazy colorer doesn't mean that I'm not lazy with other things. I'm just saying. So I have all of mine are marked with what the names are. So that will help. Now let's talk about what we're going to be stamping. So here's our Stamparatus. And you guys, I love the grid paper. The stamps that we're going to be using, we do not need the pad. And I have it here. I just had it. Here it is. I have the pad, but I'm not going to be needing this pad because this pad is for the photopolymer stamps. So you're not going to need that. And I had a second piece of grid paper. I know there's butterflies on here, but, they make me happy. So I always notch out where I want to start. In case things get moved, that is another tip that I have for you. And because that pad's not there, these are going to be super tight. Watch those magnets, you guys, because they could hurt you. All right. So what I was thinking is I want to make kind of a background stamp. Kind of my own DSP, if you will. But how I want to do it is I want to be able to jump to do a couple of stamps. But not just this one. I want to do 2 different stamps. So I'm going to be setting this flower up probably right about there on my paper, and we're gonna try this out, you guys, and if we don't love it, that's okay. And then for my back, apparently this one's really tight. This one's gonna stamp kind of off to the side. So we're going to double jump. We're not going to just jump one time. We're going to jump 2 times so that our flower will be about here. So here's what I'm talking about. But this is the technique part that I was talking about. So I'm going to turn this way because I'm going to ink this up. And the way that I want to ink this is my pale papaya and pumpkin pie are going to be my flower colors. And I'm going to go light first. And I'm just putting the color on the tips of my flowers. And then I've got the pumpkin pie. We're going to do a little bit. I've got this one on an angle. And do that in the middle. And we're going to ink this up. Now, I want to check my image because I was almost positive that that was a flower, and it is. So we want to make sure that we get all the parts that we want, and we're going to blend it up again with this lighter color. Now, there are leaves here. I love Pear Pizzazz for leaf color. I am always very happy with how it turns out when I'm using Pear Pizzazz for my leaves. And the cool part is, you guys, every single one of these stamps is going to be a little bit different, and I love that. All right, so we're all inked up. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so that you can see. All inked up on there. There we go. And then we're going to stamp. And like I said, every one is going to be a little bit different. And there's our first leaf, or our first flower. How pretty is that? Loving that. All right, so now we're going to flip this over, put it in the same spot, but we're going to do this flower a little bit different. I'm going to close this. I'm going to use that as my rest. I'm going to grab my granny apple, and you guys, you can see my dauber is well loved, this granny apple one. And we're going to granny apple green the stem on that, and then pumpkin pie, pale papaya. I'm going to grab some fresh freesia here, and that's what we're going to use for our, I don't know what kind of flowers these would be considered. They're none of the flowers that I have in my garden, but I'm calling them flowers. So we've got that, and we're going to bring this back, and we're going to stamp that, and it was my intention for it to go off the page. And then there's that flower. Now, I would love for it to sit a little bit further out, but I think I'm okay with that. So we're going to jump 2 times because it's going to bring us here. Right about there. And we could adjust that. I think we might. Excuse me. I know I'm not the only one being affected by this crazy pollen, you guys. Outside. Oh my gosh, it's awful. Okay. Same as last time. There. And on my corners, and then our Pear Pizzazz, and that, and then we're going to stamp. Now, I'm going to have to move my magnet just a little bit there. So there's that. Just like that. Oh, I love it. All right, now here's where a little trial and error, right? Wasn't exactly super excited about where that one went. However, this one, we can fix that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green and do up my stems again. And then I'm going to take my Fresh Freesia. Can you guys, oh, nope, sorry guys. So I've got my stamp right here, and I'm inking it up because I'm going to place it exactly where I want it this time so that it goes where I want it. I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to stick this here. Right there. And this is what I'm talking about, a little trial and error, which is why I have a second piece. So got this. Oh, and I like that better. So we're going to take this now, and we're going to flip. We got to move over 2 so that we can get this last stamp in here. And without making a big mess. Back to the Pear Pizzazz. There. And the Pale Papaya. You guys, this is still pretty wet. So, I'm not going to go super crazy. And we're going to put this like this. Now, I know you're asking, Jennifer, why didn't I do the jump here? Because of the way that my paper was orientated. I could have switched the orientation of my paper. How do we like that? I'm thinking I like this. However, there's a couple things that I wish to tweak. We fixed this. I want to bring my paper up probably a half of a grid panel. So we're going to try this again because second time's a charm for me. All right, so we're going to bring in our other piece, and this is a basic vanilla, and I'm only going to go up a half of a grid line. Because I don't want to move my stamps because I like the placement of my stamps. But I don't like, one of the things that I don't like is that my stem isn't down all the way on each of these. So if I go up a half of a grid, that stem will be coming down at the bottom. And then because we tweaked this stamp, this will be more in the middle. And then I'm thinking that maybe we need to do like 2 of these here and then do 2 of these here and then see about doing 2 of those on the other side. So we're going to kind of tweak this a little bit more. I know, I'm driving you crazy, but it's going to be cool. You know it will. All right, so we've got 1, and we're going to do a single jump on this one, and we're going to re-ink Pale Papaya and some pumpkin pie, and then some Pear Pizzazz. Just like that, and we're going to stamp our second one just like that. And then see, I like those together better. Then we're going to put in our 2 fresh freesia ones. So we're going to take our Granny Apple ink and our fresh freesia. Oh, we gotta go back one. Yep, here. And then I'm moving it again. I know. See, I told you I was going to drive you crazy. Re-inking the fresh freesia up. But I'm not going to re-ink the Granny Apple. And I'm hoping that I can get that right where I want it. There we go. Just like that. And I know, you guys, it's kind of like, okay, Jennifer, then why are you bothering with the Stamparatus? I'm bothering with the Stamparatus because of that. I can fix that just like that. And then we're going to pull that. Shoot. I'm going to pull this. I like using my Stamparatus and making it work for me. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking my Stamparatus, using it the way that I feel is going to work. I'm inching my paper over because I want to get one more full stamp of this. So I'm going to take my pumpkin pie in my middle and my top. And then I'm going to take my pear pizzazz and then stamp that. Now, here's the other thing. If you're not happy with it, turn it over and try it again. Ooh, I like how that flower came out. But here's the thing. Again, here's what I'm talking about with that stem not going all the way to the bottom. That drives me crazy. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to make that stem go down to the bottom. I was going to stamp it, but I don't think so because I'm liking this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella. Here we go. Wink of Stella. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to color it. And I'm hoping... Oh, nope, that's not going to work. I wonder if this would work. Blender pen. I probably could make this work. Yeah, totally. And then I will clean my Wink of Stella off. And I will do the same to these other stems so that it looks even. With my Wink of Stella. Darkening it up just a smidge. Because it's hard to So what I did is I took my Wink of Stella and I'm bringing the green down. And then we can color in a little bit of these leaves as well. All right, so there's that. Now I have one more thing, because there is a little stamp in this stamp set that I think would be very beneficial to our bottom row here. We're going to use this multi-flower stamp. And I think we're just going to do bink, bink, bink all the way across. And that I'm going to actually use with just a block. So I'm going to grab my block and last one's going to hang over. So there we go. Just a little something something on the bottom. Something different, you guys. And you can do this any way you want. Do pinks and purples. I love orange and purple. That's what my color theme is outside on my front porch. So I got a lot of orange and purple with the greens. And I like the softness of those flowers. I think, though, that freehanding it was a lot of fun. And I'm thinking, oh, I know, scary. I'm thinking that I'm going to pop in to kind of pull it together. Pop in a little purple flower there. And then, okay, that's what it needed. And then stamp off this one. And we're going to stick a little one in here. Just like that. Kind of help make it look a little bit more meadow-like. I like that much better. Help pull it all together. All right, so here's where the card part comes in, you guys. We are going to do Pale Papaya underneath our Very Vanilla. So this piece, you guys, is a 3 3/4 by 5. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I just did a regular 8.5 or 5.5 by 8.5 card base, scored at 4 1/4. We're gonna glue this, and you know I got some ribbon, so we're gonna use some ribbon. There, and put that lid on. I definitely think we need some more Wink of Stella. I'm not going to do all the flowers. I'm just doing the fresh freesia ones. And I'm not even doing all of them. I hope you can see right there. So I did those two, that one and that one, that one and that one. This one could use a little bit more. Now, if you want a little more color, which I think I want a little bit more color. There we go. That's what I was thinking. There we go. That's better. So there's our little bit more blending of our colors. And I'm going to wipe off my Wink of Stella. And now we're going to do our sentiment. I'm going to do my sentiment piece here. And I want to use my pumpkin pie. And I think that the best of luck is what we're going to use. And I need this block here. There we go. Try one more time. Didn't like the luck wasn't very dark. There we go. That's better. Best of luck. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer, because you know I'm not going to cut it straight if I don't. Keeping this kind of as a simple stamping, but with a technique. But here's where we're going next. So I grabbed old olive ribbon, and I think I like that. But what do you think if we doubled up that ribbon? I think it hides some of our flowers. So I think we're going to use just the old olive ribbon. And I'm going to keep it just above those little stamped flowers that we did. And I'm just going to make a knot. I know you're shocked, but just a knot. Now, I don't ever pull my ribbon off of I don't cut mine, because I don't like a lot of waste on ribbon. All right. There are some that are going to argue with me in regards to, but Jennifer, you wrapped it all the way around, so isn't that a waste? Okay. I'm one of those that, you're going to waste more on securing the ribbon with all the tear and tape or the glue dots or whatever. To me, I'd rather just wrap all the ribbon all the way around. It's your choice. It's your ribbon. You do what you do. And then this one's a little long. There we go. Keeping it simple, but really pretty. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of that. Going to line up our ribbon better, because apparently it's all over the place. No ribbon scissors. And line up your ribbon. What I did is I squeezed it a little bit to give it a little bit of shimmy room. And then take off our corner dimensionals. Put this on. Just like that. Now, this piece, I'm not going to probably use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to re-ink this one last time. And for this one, I don't want it super dark, so I did not add any ink. And I'm going to put this, because it's already on the block here, I'm going to put this right on here. And then you can do a couple more if you want, however you want to do it. But I wanted it really light. Whoops. So that will become my inside. No wasting. I didn't like that, but it doesn't mean that we can't use it. I'm going to glue that up. Put that on there. Just like that. So there's our inside panel for our sentiment, or for writing our note. And then we'll put this best of luck, I'm thinking right there. Because I don't like when things are like floating with no intention. Although I do like it right there. I think we're going to put it right there. And I can still move that knot over just a little bit. I was comparing which of the lucks were the better one. So I want to put my sentiment here. So I'm still going to, I'm going to squeeze this, and this is the other thing. You guys, this is the bonus of wrapping the ribbon all the way around. I'm going to loosen that, and I'm going to be able to shimmy this ribbon over so that it's with my sentiment piece. Don't you hate it when you get done with something and it all looks great except for one little piece? Well, we fixed that. There we go. Moved our ribbon with our sentiment, and there's our springtime meadow. Love it. So I hope that you found this coloring technique fun, you guys. I will be catching you on Thursday, and I hope that you have subscribed to my channel and hit the bell so that you can catch what's coming up next, because I actually have a special for you this week. So check back on Saturday too, because I'm going to have another video. All right, you guys, have a great day getting crafty. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the like button too. But thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will